The fall season brings with it the anticipation of Halloween and the mysterious, often strange feelings of things that go bump in the night. Then again, it could be merely the simple, unexpected boo that can capture the essence of the 31st of October. As the season brings about a feeling of watching and listening for unique events, it can also be a time of quiet reflection and remembering people and events from long ago. Don Marshall, the executive director of Oaks Indian Mission, experiences the season in a spiritual way, remembering the saints who have gone before.
People that come to campus from, that have, for the first time, when they walk the grounds, feel a sense of the past.
The mission holds many memories and events from a bygone era.
So the Civil War was a real a blow to the Cherokee Nation in general, and the mission in particular. And then 1861, although the mission was officially closed because of the dangers here, although I want to tell you just briefly about one missionary that stayed. He was James Ward was his name, and I know the Ward family in general is very is a strong Cherokee family, because they wanted to be a symbol of peace in the midst of a warring land. Well, James Ward paid for it with his life because he was caught by marauders out in the pasture right next to where the cemetery is now, and killed. I want to say martyred for the faith and for that symbol of peace that he wanted to be, the peace of Christ. And his wife Esther escaped with their 3 children into the night. They returned then, Esther did, along with another missionary spouse, a couple days later when it was safe, and collected up the body of James Ward, and physically the 2 women dug the grave that's out there now in the cemetery and buried James.
The future of the Oaks mission, according to Marshall, is to continue serving the wayward and underprivileged Native American children as it has since 1801, as more and more memories and events will be added to this unique place.
Children have shared moments when they have heard things, seen things. There's a building on campus we're converting into a museum and cultural center. It's the oldest building on campus, vintage 1900, turn of the century there. There's stories told from the kids now, the alumni group that's comes back to campus on a regular basis. When they get together and tell stories of the past, come back to that building and talk about looking out on the grounds from the second floor, and constantly, particularly in one direction, looking north, where there's kind of a bare field, and it's a field that runs toward the Spring Creek, the creek. They've witnessed lights popping on and off, coming up from the earth itself. Again, to move from the darkness to the light. Pastor Vaughman's, Christian Adolph Vaughman, was called here in 1924, and he was the one that first invited kids into their house and was the beginnings of the children's home, the residential aspect of the mission. His spirit, we feel, resides here, and there's things that get moved around in the cottage that we wonder about. He was also a presence in the church that I have felt as a pastor there. There's voices that have been heard, and we've identified them as C.A. Vaughmans.
So as the time of All Hallows Eve approaches, it may be a time for you to reflect and remember as well.